Optishot mishits and misreads. I had a few questions in some previous videos, some comments about what happens when you hit it fat or if you top the ball. So I'm going to go ahead and address those. And I also had a question about the driver. I had a long shot on one of my previous videos, and they were asking if that was a misread or if I can actually hit it that far. And thank you for your lack of confidence. Anyway, let's start with mishits. So hitting it fat. If you hit it fat, you're generally coming in steep or something like that, and the Optishot will penalize you in a way. It will come up short. It will not be as long as a clean hit would have gone. Now, the Optishot has 2 rows of infrared sensors, and basically it's just measuring what your club head is doing here and here, whether it is down on this side, over here, left or right of the ball, if it's really open, if it's really closed, and it'll measure that again over here. And then because the ball is in a fixed position and the 2 rows of sensors are in a fixed position, it can then calculate what your club head was doing at the moment of impact, how fast it was going, it's open, whether it was open or whether it was closed, etc. And then it will calculate your ball flight. And it will do that pretty well, actually. Really well, I feel, with the irons. And that makes sense because the iron is a nice, easy thing to read as far as these infrared sensors are concerned. I've never had a I've had plenty of mishits. Never had any misreads with the irons. Drivers are a different story, and I'll talk about that in a second. But if you hit it fat, a lot of your energy is going to go right into the pad, into Optishot, and so it is going to take longer for your club head to pass this sensor and this sensor. Right? You're going to come in and you're going to hit this real hard and bounce, and then when you pass this, it will be longer than if you had a nice clean hit. And so therefore your club head speed, as far as Optishot is concerned, is going to be dramatically reduced, and your ball will not go very far. If you top the ball, it is a different story. Optishot does not penalize you for a topped ball because it doesn't know that you topped it. With all the information that it measures, it does not measure how close the club head is to the sensors. It can be up really high, it can be down really low. It doesn't know. It just knows what it looked like here and what it looked like here. It doesn't know if it's close or not. And so this is why I always practice with an actual ball, because early on when I was using the Optishot, I wanted to use it inside without setting up all the gear, and so I just play without a ball, because you can actually choose that option and play without a ball. The problem is then I slowly started not even hitting the mat, and then when I went and played in real life, I was swinging a little high and I was topping lots of balls, so that was a problem. So now I always play with the ball and I make better contact. But Optishot will not penalize you when you top the ball because it doesn't know. In fact, it'll probably give you a better shot than normal because you had less resistance, and so your club head speed is going to be faster than what you normally would hit. And so what you do then, you have a choice. You can either play that ball, liar, cheat, or you can click mulligan and go ahead and just do a little putting stroke or something like this, let the ball go 5-10 yards like it would in real life, and then play from there. Or you can view it as practice and just take a mulligan and do another full swing. It's up to you. But that is mishits as far as hitting it fat or hitting it thin. Misreads, let's talk about that. Now let's talk about misreads. Misreads for me typically happen with the driver. And that makes sense because you're going to have a much higher club head speed with the driver, and you can get some pretty crazy shapes going on. For example, this TaylorMade R7 Super Quad is very dark, non-reflective, has lots of humps and bumps, and this, before I did this little tape modification, would misread often. And when I say misread, I have not experienced any 400-yard drives or anything crazy that some other people report. What I experience is no read at all. So you'll swing and then nothing will happen, and that can get pretty frustrating. So what I did with this club was I took black tape and some reflective tape, and basically I turned it into an iron, and that helped a lot, actually. This works pretty well. But if you play with this club, if this is your actual club that you play with, this is pretty annoying taping it up every time and then taking that tape off. So luckily for me, the club I actually play with, and yes, you can stop laughing, I play with an old club. If you have the ability to sponsor me, then I will gratefully accept. But in the meantime, I do play with this. This, however, is pretty flat and has a nice reflective surface right here in the front. So this Nike happens to work pretty well with the Optishot as is. I don't have to tape it up. I can just pull it out and play with it, which is cool for me. If you have a high swing speed, so I had a question in another video because I had a 275-yard drive or whatever, and someone asked if that was a misread or if I can actually hit it that far. Truth is, I can actually hit it that far. I am capable of rather high swing speeds. However, I don't normally do that in real life because I can't control it, right? So I normally swing slower and hit it about 250. That I feel I can control better and I score better when I keep it in the fairway. Now my brother, he has a very high swing speed, around 120, and that's his average. He experiences more misreads on the Optishot than I do because he swings faster. If you're at 110 or so, you don't see too many misreads, but if you start getting into 120, you'll have plenty of swings during a round that just do not get picked up. And that is very frustrating. When you're swinging that hard and it doesn't do anything, it just drives you crazy. But all in all, Optishot is still pretty cool. So to answer your question, before you ask it, I am not filming this with Google Glass. These are pivot head glasses, and I'll put a link in the description for you if you want to check them out. But that's Optishot Mishits and Misreads.